Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2022 Spring Convocation at the University of Regina. My name is Glennis Sylvester. I'm the University Secretary, and as your MC this afternoon, I'm pleased to welcome you to today's ceremony. It's wonderful that you're taking time to be here with your family and friends to celebrate your graduates' achievement. Today, you will witness them receiving their degrees, diplomas, and certificates. We also welcome those of you from all over the world who are watching the ceremony through our live stream webcast. Let's get started. Please welcome our guests of honor, the 2022 graduating class.
$50 we'd notch your $1,000.
So first, second, third, fourth? I don't need.
Be seated. Please be seated. It's so amazing to see real faces. So this is incredible. It's not a big Zoom screen. I'd like to begin today's ceremony by acknowledging that the University of Regina is situated on Treaty 4 lands with a presence in Treaty 6. These are the traditional territories of the Cree, the Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We recognize and deeply appreciate the historic and contemporary connection to these lands and are grateful for the ability to meet here today and reaffirm our commitment to truth and reconciliation. I'd like to give you a brief overview of the celebrations this afternoon. The Convocation ceremony is rich with tradition. We have a number of special guests who will be here on stage. The Chancellor will open Convocation. We will introduce and present our honorary degree recipient. Following the presentation, our President will give the Convocation address. And then the graduates, one by one, will proceed across the stage. They will be introduced, admitted by the Chancellor, and then congratulated by the President and their Dean. To begin our celebration, it is my pleasure to introduce the Lone Creek Singers. They will send off our new graduates to the next steps of their journey through the heartbeat of the drum and by gifting them with an honor song. This song is traditionally used to honor warriors upon successful completion of a difficult mission and includes such things as a vision quest or hunt, and in this modern age, the demonstrated individual and collective journey that has brought about their successful completion of a university degree. The graduates today represent our modern-day warriors in this celebration of receiving their degrees, diplomas, and certificates. It is customary to present a gift of tobacco to the musicians as an offering for participating in our Convocation ceremony. I invite Jeff Capo to receive this gift. Now I will ask that you remain standing for the singing of O Canada. Okay, please be seated. I would like to call on Dr. David Gregory, Interim Provost and Vice President Academic, to lead us in a moment of reflection.
Good afternoon. Today is a day of significance for all of us who are gathered here. At such a time, it is only natural and fitting that we reflect on what has brought us together in this place and for this brief moment in time. As we look to the future, we cannot help but think about the ones who think about the past and how it has shaped us. Family, friends, loved ones, even people we have not met, all have played an important part in our individual journeys and in our collective journey. Some of them are in this room today, some could not be here, and some are no longer with us. Before we go our separate ways, it is incumbent on us to express our gratitude to them. We have much we should be thankful, and many to thank for everything they have provided us as individuals, families, and as a university. With that in mind, I invite you to join me and to join each other in a moment of silent reflection and gratitude. Thank you for celebrating Convocation with us.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the special guests who will take part in this afternoon's ceremony. I will ask them to please rise or wave as they are introduced. I ask that the audience please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. James D'Arcy, University Registrar and Orator. Dr. Aziz Douai, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research. Dr. Gina Grandi, Dean of Business Administration. Dr. Elaine Armstrong, Associate Dean of Education. Dr. Douglas Fernick, Dean of Science. Dr. Loline Berdahl, Executive Director of Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy. Dr. Jim Farney, Director of Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy, Regina Campus. Dr. Stephen King, Senior Researcher to the President and Orator. Dr. Jeff Keshen, President and Vice Chancellor. Pamela Klein, Chancellor. Mr. Mohammed Fiaz, MLA, Regina Pasqua. Colette Bourgonie, Honorary Degree Candidate. Dr. Harold Reamer, Dean of Kinesiology and Health Studies. Dr. Marlene Smedu, Chair of the University of Regina Board of Governors. Dr. David Gregory, Interim Provost and Vice President Academic. John Smith, Associate Vice President of Student Affairs. Roxanne Olenek, Vice President Finance of the University of Regina Alumni Association. Dr. David Senko, Associate Professor Emeritus of Business Administration and Grand Marshal. The other platform party guests include faculty members and members of the University's Senate. I will ask them to also stand and be recognized. Please be seated. I now call upon our Chancellor, Pamela Klein, to bring greetings and officially open Convocation.
Guess I'm gonna need my glasses. It is my honor to serve as Chancellor of the University of Regina. I am an alumni, and I know the pride that you're feeling in your heart today. I cannot overstate how fabulous it is to see you all here today. Welcome, President Jeff Keshen, Vice Chancellor, Board Chair Dr. Marlene Smedu, platform guests, families, and friends, to our honorary degree candidate, Colette Bourgonie. Thank you so much for your contribution, and we look forward to celebrating you today and throughout the week. Welcome, graduates, to your Convocation celebration. You are the class of 2022, 2,500 strong leaders. To your friends and family, today is a moment of immense joy. You are surrounded by a community bursting with pride. For the past several years, you've been a member of the University of Regina community, a community that is inclusive, welcomes diversity, a community that fuels innovation, research, and lifelong learning. Community is defined as an interacting group of various kinds of individuals in a common location. Now, albeit our location over the past 2 years has been primarily virtual, wherever your location, you had the wherewithal to connect, to contribute, and to ultimately succeed through unprecedented times. Author Mitch Albom speaks of the responsibility we all hold to our communities. He says, the way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others. Devote yourself to the community around you. and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and gives you rich meaning. The credential you receive today is recognition for one of life's great purposes, the pursuit of knowledge. A post-secondary education is testament to the fact that you saw within yourself the ability to be challenged, the courage to challenge, and the foresight to see yourself cross this stage. Exceptionally well done. May your next great purpose propel you forward. We will watch your leadership, and please know we rely on your leadership. All of us celebrate your accomplishment today. Through you, with your dedication, your commitment, and your purpose, our communities will be better places. Today, you become an alumnus of the University of Regina. Please know that you will always be a member of this special community. Congratulations to all of you. I now declare the annual spring convocation for the University of Regina open.
Eminent Chancellor Klein, President Keshen, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, members of the faculty, distinguished guests, friends of the University of Regina, and, most importantly, graduates, good afternoon. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. This afternoon, I have the distinct pleasure, good Lord, I can't even talk, pleasure, privilege, and honor to introduce the first of our honorary degree candidates, Miss Colette Bourgonie. Born in January of 1980, Colette grew up in a community of Porcupine Plain. For those of you who don't know, that's in northeastern Saskatchewan. As a young person, she was passionate about sport and physical activity. Colette knew from a very young age she wanted to be an athlete. She has noted that at recess, she would always be the first one out the door to play soccer or whatever was on tap. She participated in all the school sport opportunities offered. In high school, she competed nationally in cross-country running. Shortly after her 18th birthday, and just prior to high school graduation, Colette's world changed. She was injured in an automobile accident, which left her paralyzed from the waist down. In what might be considered an understatement, she has referred to that period following her accident as a bit of a transitioning period. Later that year, she would be beginning university, as many other young people her age, but she would do so confined to a wheelchair. Not deterred by her circumstances, Colette went on to be the first wheelchair user to graduate from the University of Saskatchewan's College of Physical Education, now kinesiology, convocating with a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education in 1984. In 1985, she was also awarded her Bachelor of Education degree from the University of Saskatchewan. Now, by 1984, Colette had acquired her first racing chair and competed in her first 10K race against more than 200 runners. She placed 80th. Now, as she began her teaching career in physical education, Colette continued to compete, train, and improve her times. And somewhere along the way, her brother constructed a sit ski for Colette to try. And the rest, as they say, is history. Colette became a two-sport athlete, competing in wheelchair racing during the summer months and cross-country sit skiing during the winter months. And she became very, very good at both of those. She would go on to become Saskatchewan's and Canada's most accomplished Paralympian. She made her Paralympic debut at the Albertville Winter Games in the early part of 1992. That's before most of you were born. And followed that up by competing in the Summer Games in Barcelona just later that year, where she won her first 2 medals. She went on to compete in a total of 7 Winter Games and 3 Summer Games over a period of 22 years. She last competed in Sochi in 2014. She won a total of 10 medals, 3 silver, 7 bronze during her Paralympic career. She was the first Canadian Paralympian to win a medal on home soil, a silver medal at the Vancouver Games in 2010. Colette was, and I think still is, a phenomenal athlete. During and following her competitive career, she was recognized as the Saskatoon Kinsman Athlete of the Year, Saskatchewan Female Athlete of the Year, received the Breakthrough Award from the Canadian Association for the Advancement of Women in Sport and Physical Activity, was inducted into the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame, the Canadian Disability Hall of Fame, the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, and most recently, the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame. She has been recognized by the University of Saskatchewan as an alumni of influence. I'm also pretty certain that she's the only person in this room who has both a school and a street named after her. I certainly don't. While her competitive career was impressive, Colette's influence and impact on physical activity, sport, and the Paralympic movement go well beyond her own competition. She has had an impact on the lives of people in this province and beyond. She is and has been, and did it last night, is actively recruiting and coaching future Paralympians. She is the Paraskiing Development Coordinator for SASKI. I will also note that Colette discovered Brittany Hudak, a social work grad from this institution, while Brittany was working at a Canadian Tire store in Prince Albert. Brittany is now a Paralympic medalist. Colette serves as a member of the High Performance Committee for Cross Country Saskatchewan. The University of Saskatchewan Board of Trustees has been part of an award-winning education program in schools across Saskatchewan called Never Give Up. She's been a strong advocate for the value of physical activity and physical literacy in her own community and in this province. She's an in-motion ambassador. Of Métis heritage, she is also part of the International Indigenous Speakers Bureau. She's an accomplished speaker who shares her positive message that attitude is everything with many people. She's been a teacher in the Saskatoon Public School District at a number of schools for over 15 years. Currently, she's a substitute teacher at Muscadet First Nation School, a role she absolutely loves. Colette has been an inspiration, a role model, a positive influence, a mentor to so many young people in this province. For this university, she is the embodiment of our motto, as one who serves. She's the most deserving of the recognition we are honoring her with today. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Ms. Colette Bourgonie and ask that you confer on her the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the Senate of the University of Regina, I consent to admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and invest you with the powers, the rights, and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Really honored.
Oh goodness, racing is much easier. President Dr. Keeshan, Executive Director, University Governance, and University Secretary, Glenna Sylvester, the administrative team, honorary members, family, friends, and soon-to-be graduates of the University of Regina. I am very grateful to be receiving this amazing honor from the University of Regina and hope to continue promoting the importance of education, physical activity, and sport. Congratulations to all the students for reaching a very significant milestone in your lives. It brings back fond memories of an 18-year-old growing up in small-town Porcupine Plain, Saskatchewan, longing to get into the College of Physical Education at the University of Saskatchewan. In grade 10, I knew I wanted to be a physical education teacher more than anything in the world. I loved sports and respected the passionate teachers who were also dedicated coaches, willing to spend the weekends on the road driving to communities to compete. In April of my grade 12 year, I would soon find out this small town had a big heart. I would be on a gravel road about 17 kilometers outside of Porcupine. An ambulance I would be a passenger in a vehicle that would roll on a gravel road, and an ambulance would rush me into Porcupine Plain, where Dr. Manjumdar would call Saskatoon for an air ambulance. Saskatoon would say, "We can't send a plane because you don't have lights on your runway." Dr. Majumdar said, "Send the plane, we will light the runway." As an avid Lions Club member, my Uncle Don would start calling Lion Club members who called as many people as possible in that small town. This was well before cell phones. They shone their headlights on the runway, and I got a second chance. That is the power of community. As you convocate and find jobs, I sincerely hope you find a community that is as supportive and kind as the one I will always call home. With strong leadership and support from our principal, Bill Fawn, who reached out to the College of Physical Education, arrangements were made for me to enter the college. Dr. Patricia Lawson and Professor Barbara Dorsey would help me at every turn in the road, all the way to the end. The faculty was all very supportive, and with all that support, that goal was reached. I am sure you will have stories, especially in the last 2 years, of faculty members picking you up, dusting you off, and moving you forward. I am sure you will always be as grateful as I am for the significant role staff members have made in your life. You can be guaranteed your alma mater will be keeping an eye on you, ready to help and ready to celebrate your successes. They will be there for you. The unsung heroes that have had to put up with me growing up in my family, they've had to experience the stubbornness and the challenging nature of always wanting to win. I have learned lifelong lessons from parents, grandparents, and our large extended family. Each one of them has taught me something during this journey. Prior to the 2010 Winter Paralympic Games in Vancouver, my sister would give Georgia and I matching cups that said, "Believe, everything is possible." My hope for all of you is that you find jobs that you love, that you live in communities that you enjoy supporting, and that you remember your roots and your alma mater that helped you achieve your goals. You have all proven to be resilient, adaptable, and tough. Keep those skills sharp, and remember, believe everything is possible. Thank you.
Apparently, I don't need any introduction. Eminent Chancellor Klein, Governor of Saskatchewan Representative Mohammed Fayez, great supporter of our university, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, honorary degree recipient Colette Bourgonie, you are such an inspiration because of your athletic accomplishments and determination in the face of adversity. Academic colleagues, staff, students, family, friends, most of all of you, to whom we extend heartfelt congratulations. I want to express appreciation to all of you for participating in this convocation ceremony. Graduates, we are thrilled to celebrate this milestone, especially in person along with your family, your friends, who without doubt are swelling with happiness. They are beaming with pride, and as I talked about with a few of them earlier, ready to shout out with joy at this jubilant occasion. It is a momentous celebratory day to which myriad experiences and multiple journeys have brought us all together. A day that prompts us to reflect upon what has been achieved as the foundation upon which you graduates now move forward with greater confidence. A day when those of us called upon to speak endeavor to deliver a message with meaning and purpose, a message in which we can all find some common ground and hopefully some inspiration. This ceremony, Convocation, so steeped in tradition and rich with regalia, truly commemorates the core of the Academy. That core endeavor is the relentless pursuit of knowledge and relentless pursuit of truth, mastery of knowledge upon which you, our graduates, will build not only a career, but self-awareness of your ability and your responsibility to contribute as an engaged citizen to advance the common good. We hope that your journey to this special day has instilled within you the values that we as a university embrace: equity and fairness, drive and determination, curiosity, innovation, empathy, respect. Today's ceremony also carries particularly special meaning. It comes at a time of hope, growing optimism, as we are finally moving beyond an unprecedented period in our collective experience, a time that, a little more than 2 years ago, none of us could have imagined, yet which came to dominate our lives. For so many of you graduating today, we know that the past 2 years did not include in-person learning, nor many other wonderful things that no doubt you expected from your time at university. But to paraphrase from the brilliant diplomat and inventor and statesman Ben Franklin, the only way to avoid disappointment, graduates, is to expect nothing. Graduates, your presence here and that of others affirms that we will not let the world that COVID created diminish this day, nor the achievements that it marks. Indeed, quite the opposite. take special pride from the fact that yours is truly a remarkable graduating class, having completed your studies in the face of especially trying circumstances. And because of that, you are arguably primed to thrive on the basis of your proven perseverance, your tenacity, your mettle. Now, certainly every generation comes of age in the face of challenges. Some of these are perennial challenges, struggles for equality, to alleviate poverty, to halt environmental degradation. But in scope, little compares to what you had to cope with during the past 2 years. Now, in reflecting upon our recent past and what it might say about your generation, it prompts me to think of other times of crises. More specifically, I think of young people who, by the mid-20th century, were making a mark that would later inspire the famous American broadcaster Tom Brokaw to coin the phrase, the greatest generation, to describe them. That meant those who, nearly a century ago, came of age during the economic calamity of the Great Depression and then pulled together to vanquish the evils of Nazism and fascism. Having persevered through so much, as you all have, they came to harbor and display the belief of being able to push through and to achieve success no matter the obstacles. Now, while you did not confront economic collapse nor armed combat, you all endured a lengthy period of profound uncertainty and stress, a period that compelled you to scuttle well-laid plans, to adapt on the fly, to master unprecedented material on your own, and for so many, to cope not only with psychological and emotional, but also, we know, extreme financial stress, with the disappearance of jobs upon which so many of you depended to finance your education. Like the generation that Brokaw celebrated, graduates, you should realize what you're capable of achieving, no matter the challenges. But there's another side to my historical analogy, one that connects to the calling of higher education, namely, to confront truth and not to take comfort in nostalgia. For while that greatest generation produced a dizzying array of achievements, it was also the case that many faltered rather than showed fortitude, while others prioritized self over sacrifice. It tells us that the truth of any age is more complex than simple or comforting depictions. So while you are prepared to lead with adaptability and innovation in what beckons as a complex post-pandemic world, it is also important to realize that recent times, your times, have also exposed to all of us a darker side that threatens to tear at the fabric of what makes us a community. A time that has brought about the stark contrast between those who have demonstrated incredible compassion for one another throughout the pandemic and those who have harbored increasing suspicion and harsh accusations and the inability to engage in civil discourse. It's a trend and a contrast fueled by the way in which more and more of us now receive information. For today, we can easily link and confine ourselves to most social media accounts, reinforcing preconceived biases, creating perhaps an echo chamber, closed off to and rather than open to the world. Graduates, in no way is this meant to cast a cloud on this very special, this truly beautiful day. To the contrary, it is to proclaim, it is to loudly trumpet the value of your education as ever more essential to discern and to pursue truth at a time when so much public communication sows distrust and discord. Education teaches us, and in fact, it implores us to value rationality and reason and reflection over hasty, less thoughtful reactions. Many before us understood the profound power of education to address the most daunting of challenges. One of those was Nelson Mandela, who spent nearly 3 years in hellish prison conditions for trying to end his country's long-standing and brutish practice of racial segregation of apartheid. Mr. Mandela, upon becoming South Africa's first and still widely revered black president, in seeking to forge a brighter national future, he expounded upon the need for education, calling it the most powerful weapon for changing the world. Here in Canada, the tragedy, the evil, of residential schools and the discovery of thousands of unmarked graves speaks to our own need to confront a painful past in order to move towards reconciliation. In this context, Justice Murray Sinclair, chair of the landmark Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada, wrote that education, namely those residential schools, got us into this mess. But Justice Sinclair also noted that it is also that education, namely access of Indigenous peoples to higher learning that incorporates respect for their ways of knowing and being, that will get us out. Across the eons of time, the disagreements and personal posturings that we all see are ultimately forgotten. Those disagreements will always pale, they will always pale before the eternal truths that underline education and that will always serve you well. And in that spirit, and in sending you forth from this very special day, I will turn to the wise and inspiring words of a Saskatchewan educator, the late Père Athol Murray. The driving force and moral compass at Athol Murray College of Notre Dame, a school constructed approximately a century ago in what still remains a sparsely populated part of our province, but was produced some of our most esteemed leaders from all walks of life. Although delivered generations ago, Father Murray, Père Murray's words, with my slight update to accord to current sensibilities, still resonate with power and relevance. For as he declared, the world, graduates, has and will always look for people who are not for sale, who are honest, sound from center to circumference, true to the heart's core, with consciences as steady as the needle to the pole, who will stand for the right if the heavens totter and the earth reels, who can tell the truth and look the world right in the eye, who will not lie, who will not shirk, who will not dodge, who are not ashamed to say no with emphasis. Graduates, let that be you. For in all that awaits your curiosity, your ambitions, your drive, your expertise, and enthusiasm in seizing the opportunities and wonders that lie ahead, these truths will never fail you. And more than that, fueled and fortified by your education, in you, in each of you, will lie the power to help us better understand and improve the worlds in which we live. Graduates, feel the pride in this room for all that you've accomplished and the hope and the faith we have that you will realize all for which you dream. Everybody, please join me in congratulating University of Regina's graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Cashin. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to be named on whom you have conferred the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which they are entitled.
Of this province, and with the consent of the Senate of the University, I have admitted you to the degrees, certificates, and diplomas to which you are entitled, and have vested you with all the powers, rights, and the privileges pertaining thereto. I now charge you to use these powers, rights, and privileges with honor, integrity, and as one who serves.
Before we present the first group of students, I would like to acknowledge the achievement of the graduates whose names appear in the official program, but who are not present at today's ceremony. Please join me in acknowledging these graduates.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research and the Dean, Dr. Aziz Douai, I present you these scholars. Maîtrise in éducation, française, Erica Baldo. Mamadou Salou Diallo. Helena Zervinsky. Master of Administration. Didilope Edicina. Rita Benson. Chelsea Barracloth. Rafi Chaudhuri. Preeti Daniels. Sumonto Datta. Fazli Haq Fahim. Asad Hussein. Ariful Islam. MD Juma Khan. Priyanka Malik Broma. Jennifer Murray.
I just leave it over there.
Oh, I need your card. What's your name?
Daskinara Army.
Daskinara Army.
Thank you.
SK Miraz Rahman. Rashik Ramiz. Mariam Bozarg Mer. Geraldine Manueler. Do you have your card? Your card? Do you have your card? Adebola Alawatabi Anuwafwa. Master of Business Administration, Roger Bousis. Mahandri Bunsky. Neil Kachuk. Boyana Eberts. Janelle Gibson Hurley. Dawapiang Mujamder. Jody Hilderman. Michelle Keeley. Derek Latzy. Jennifer Leffler. Jennifer Matheson. Elizabeth Nguyen. Rahulan Rahantathan. Cheryl Robertson. Hassan Seif. Delay Silvius. Master of Education. Grayson Bodine. Crystal Bugolki. Leah Bessonate. Heidi Bouvier. Landon Brodner. Michael Chapman, William Cook, Jane Desplanter Rose, Kaylee Fiala, Raiden Fraser, Yvonne Gochia, Brooklyn Hammond, Jill Heisler, Willow Igora, Brenda Ives, Mary McCall, Natalie Musa, Eileen Turangu, Stacy Sandberg, Constance Starblanket, Aubrey Swift, Lee Tremblay, Ashley Wasim, Catherine Young, Dawn Ziffel, Master of Health Administration, Morgan Derry, Mariana Facci, Tracy Lobo, Leila Mangal, Tobichi Mbazar, Nakichi Moma, Leah Palmer, Kelly Rezenzoff, Amanda Weatherston, Jenna Lee Yanni, Master of Human Resource Development, Shahed Tameri Ani, Sabrina Abida, Nidhi Adeshara, Raki Jihani, Whitney Getzlaff, Lindsay Canal, Vishy Vishwanathan, Master of Indigenous Education, Alexandra Hutchinson, Craig Monroe, David Still, Master of Public Administration, Sonali Curry, Sheldon Grant, Atak Iskandavorova, Aranpreet Kaur, Renee Maddy, Paul Marcus, Rodrigo Maroli, Leah Morris, Elkim Nona, Michael Olujadi, Cameron Simon, Trudy Ann Young Grant, Yunwan Shang. Okechukwu Esuzu. Tammy Moffat. Corinne Ortiz. Jonathan Paradowski. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Business Administration and the Dean, Dr. Gina Grandi, I present to you these scholars. Bachelor of Administration, Kiana Cote. Harold Head. Also receiving a certificate in Indigenous Economic Development, Kirsten MacArthur. Jenny Siwa. Tyrell Sinclair. Bachelor of Business Administration, Medina Abdu. Muhammad Ahmed. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Jashame Asola. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Christine Babyak. With distinction, Denise Berentinos. Aljon Bumudez. Emma Brzezinski. With great distinction, Thomas Brubaker Hines. With distinction, Joyce Therese Siniza. With distinction, Tyler Chamberlain. Mildred Chinogoza. Aidan Chemlowski. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Vincent Joshua Del Rosario. Cameron Donald. Melissa Donald. Alexandra Duxbury. Leslie Farnell. Muhamner Fawad. With great distinction, Tyler Fioranti. Danielle Galing. Erin Juricity. Kara Kennedy, with distinction. With distinction, Tamara Clark. Cassidy Kurtz. Also receiving a certificate in nonprofit sector leadership and innovation, Angel Modienka. Bahia Marigani. Nathan Pettigrew, with distinction. With distinction, Ashley Rotario. Shaka Roy. Taylor Schlitz. Sultan Cezanne. Carter Shuchak. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Amanda Stromberg. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Roland Carl Suarez. Brett Taylor. Tashawn Thompson. Usher Usmani. With distinction, Alexandria Volk. Lexus Wong. Also receiving a certificate in public relations, Jasmine Batal. Shrabanti Bomik. With great distinction, Carson Bigulki. With distinction, Connor Chalk. With distinction, Danielle Fontaine. Jarvis Gelowitz. Nathan Gelsinger. Dre Hine. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Tynus Hollinger. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Brandon Hotby. Wyatt Hubbard. Jade Juricity. Jordan Liang. Sophie Lightheart. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Jeremy Lloyd. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Savannah Lutz. With distinction, Thomas Lux. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Gregory Lee. Gray McCurr. Alex Moker. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Yuxin Beng. Wenjun Shui. Lucas Nurkowski. Mihul Patel. Jacqueline Pushkarma. Carter Ramler. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Raymond Raven Robin. Jenna Sechuk. Abel Simon. Nolan Slusser. Rochelle Spitzke. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Christopher Stoner. Vedant Kishore Survarna. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Pieter Van Villiel. Brian Werchowski. With great distinction, Jiapen Yu. Faida Salsabel Halpmed. Also receiving a certificate in nonprofit sector leadership and innovation with distinction, Caitlin Bazan. Sierra Bushel. Janessa Dimitarko. Also receiving a certificate in nonprofit sector leadership and innovation, Matea Fadak. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Elizabeth Freiheit. Laura Faisal. Shaurya Gupta. With distinction, Adam Hendrickson. Marie-Louise Nicole Hippolito. Garrett Hoffert. Anita Kodidak. With distinction, Valeria Krasnogorski. Sorry about that. With distinction, Tyler Labrache. Marissa Mazinki. With distinction, Brooke Mason. Warda Nayem. Pauline Nayturki. Gilbert Nioyita. Christopher Nojia. Michael Persone. Also receiving a certificate in public relations, Marikar Regala. Samantha Safanek. Jonalee Seville. With distinction, Natalie Totteran. Caitlin Vanderbush. Daisha Zwersky. Devan Patel. Bedar Bakht. Maravik Klimenhiga. Shaunodese Delorme. Britton Lenigan. Troy Murray. With great distinction, Jacob Pasco. Madison Schick. Naomi Woods. Brenna Barrett. Also receiving a diploma in computer science, Cameron Beaumont. Windsor Belanger. With great distinction, Emily Claude. Camilo Gabriel Yohino. With great distinction, Noah Friesen. Zachary Herdzik. Also receiving a certificate in Spanish language and Hispanic cultures with distinction, Haley Huber. Also receiving a certificate in public relations with distinction, Kendall Johnson. Also receiving a certificate in ideation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, Tamara Kerluki Holowatek. Also receiving a certificate in economics with distinction, Abdulatifa Kelefa. Demetris Corliss. Also receiving a certificate in economics, Carissa Krolke. Tyler Krekelwich. Also receiving a certificate in public relations, Carissa Nichols. Simon Nieblas. Brett Nippard. Maria Prenetes. Spencer Petrie. Tobia Picard. Also receiving a certificate in public relations with distinction, Mia Potter. Carrie Reynolds. Luke Simon. Lexington Tatlow. Okay, wait just 1 second. Diploma of Administration. Also receiving a certificate in Hospitality, Tourism, and Gaming Entertainment Management, Tabitha Dieter. Diploma of Business Administration, Amandeep Kaur. Ananya. Ashpreet Kaur. Gurpreet Kaur. Mimpy. Jaspreet Singh. Jobanpreet Singh. I'll just get you to hold it for a second. Just stay here for a second. Livleen Kaur. Mahardeep Singh. Navreet Kaur. Prabhajot Kaur. Ramandeep Kaur. Ravneet Kaur.
You're tired already? No.
It's just this backlog there.
Oh, okay. I'm super excited for you.
I'm super excited for you.
Yeah, we spent $60,000 on this certificate and it's worth expensive.
Okay. Ria. Simarjeet Singh. Simranjeet Singh. Simranjeet Singh. Vaipanpreet Kaur. Also receiving a certificate in Ideation, Creativity, and Entrepreneurship, Peyton Barney. Rurath Rajkumar Bagstas. Umi Barucha Yash Shanglani. Don Delorme. Jasdeep Paul Singh. Paninder Singh Dhilan. Karanpreet Singh Dinsa. Kamalpreet Kaur, Simranjeet Kaur, Athanwagots Nikomni Achu, Cynthiat Onlian, Vanel Patel, Kakshil Rajenderbi Patel, Kalip Patel, Minaz Shajit Mansina, Sarthak Jatin Patel, Shriya Patel, Nafisa Binteen Salah, Janvi Shah, Meet Kalpesh Kumar Shah, Nirav Manishabre Shah, Gurkarat Singh, Karanbir Singh, Mihar Singh, Samardeep Singh, Ojas Khans Kusli, Himanshu Chanejaya, Jiyant Tyagi. Also receiving a certificate in ideation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, Abdul Rahman Yusuf. Eminent Chancellor, I present Kaylin Varesh. Kaylin is receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration in Accounting with great distinction. Kaylin is also the recipient of the Faculty of Business Administration Dean's Medal, which is awarded to a student receiving a first degree with a minimum average of 80% who has shown leadership in and commitment to extracurricular activities while at the University of Regina. Kaylin Varesh.
We appear to have a bit of a lineup at the photo booths, so I guess we'll wait a few moments just so we don't pile a bunch more people in there. So, in the meantime, talk about amongst yourselves. I'll do some silent vocal exercises, and we'll get ready. Okay, I'll give everyone a minute to get settled, and then we will start again. All right, if everyone could seat yourselves, we'll begin again. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Education and the Dean, Dr. Jerome Cranston, I present to you these scholars. Baccalaureate en éducation, Serena Brown. Jordan Cochet. Shania Cossette. Kaylee McCallum. Michaela McKinnon. And Michaela is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts with great distinction. Aurora Ning. Aurora is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree with great distinction. Julia Noreen. Julia is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree. Madison Pollock. Madison is graduating with great distinction. Dana Renellen Fitch. Dana is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts with great distinction. Brooke Shikowski. Brooke is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts with distinction. Adeline Sialu. Alyssa Parker Mullen. Bachelor of Education, Hina Amir. Hina is graduating with distinction. Madison Adam. Byron Alexander. Byron is graduating with great distinction. Presley Allen. Layla Altaf. Layla is graduating with distinction. Allison Ayers. Janine Baduke. Janine is graduating with distinction. Ashley Barabanov. Marley Barber. Joy Barsness. Joy is graduating with great distinction. Allison Billy. Allison is graduating with distinction. Jacques Bourgeot. Jacques is graduating with great distinction. Madison Boychuk. Morgan Bray. Morgan is graduating with great distinction. Hope Brenner. Chelsea Campbell. Chelsea is graduating with great distinction. Daytona Campbell. Haley Carlson. Jason Cockwell. Jason is graduating with great distinction. Stephen Saradin. Aaron Seibart. Aaron is graduating with distinction. Paige Dowd. Amy Drews. Kylie Escott. Kylie is graduating with distinction. John Yoruba. Brooklyn Farr. Julie Findura. Julie is graduating with distinction. Cheyenne Fishley. Anissa Foster. Anissa is graduating with distinction. Just wait a minute here. Carmel Frape. Hannah Gross. Hannah is graduating with distinction. Chelsea Goulash. Abby Hanna. Abby is graduating with distinction. Kennedy Harper. Ashlyn Helmetsi. Ashlyn is graduating with distinction. Kelly Haru. Kelly is graduating with distinction. Kelsey Hollinger. Peyton Ireland. Taylor Issel. Taylor is graduating with distinction. Raylan Jansen. Raylan is graduating with great distinction. Verna Johnson. Verna is graduating with great distinction. Jacqueline Kearley. Jacqueline is graduating with distinction. Dagan Klink. Dagan is graduating with great distinction. Maura Kathleen Klotzel. Maura is graduating with distinction. Rayanne Karolchuk. Rayanne is graduating with distinction. Amber Kozadrimi Vibert. Amber is graduating with great distinction. Brittany Krogsgaard. Janelle Langley. Mackenzie Lotimus. Aurora Lay Street. Aurora is graduating with great distinction. Alana Lemaire Reuter. Jessica Lindblad. Jessica is graduating with distinction. Jessica Linton. Michaela Madsen. Michaela is graduating with distinction. Hannah Magnuson. Caitlin Meyer. Caitlin is graduating with distinction. Seema Manasia. Seema is graduating with distinction. Colton Meyer. Flynn McKenzie. Haley Miller. Taylor Moldenhauer. McKenna Morrison. McKenna is graduating with distinction. Cassandra Namath. Jordan Neufeld. Jordan is graduating with distinction. Brooklyn Nordgulman. Chandra Palazzo. Ensley Peters. Ensley is graduating with distinction. Natasha Pettyjohn. Natasha is graduating with distinction. Mariana Raimondo Filomeno. Roshni Raj. Jillian Retger. Jillian is graduating with great distinction. Christopher Roney. Brandon Ryan. Amy Safanak. Amy is graduating with great distinction. Emilio San Martin. Emilio is graduating with great distinction. Nikki Schwartz. Nikki is graduating with great distinction. Jory Schwain. Jory is graduating with distinction. Jesselyn Schwaga. Jesselyn is graduating with distinction. Haley Sills. Rachel Steele. Jillian Sirkan. Jillian is graduating with distinction. Jasmine Suwanga. Shay Swiston. Morgan Thibodeau. Morgan is graduating with distinction. Sydney Vogt. Stephanie Voss. Alexa Wandler. Alexa is graduating with distinction. Colleen Wason. Lachlan Winterton. Heather Witherspoon. Heather is graduating with distinction. Elisa Wong. Matthew Carr. Alazina Galera. Alazina is graduating with distinction. Chelsea Gray. Chelsea is graduating with great distinction. Eric Reed. Michaela Spearman. Griffin Boivin. Griffin is graduating with distinction. Daniel Manson. Nicole Spalding. Nicole is also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree. Drew Williams. Tyrell Bertram. Kiana Block. Bushra Berkey. Bushra is graduating with distinction. Jacques Charrier. Jacques is graduating with great distinction. Kelly Hirsch. Faith Morrell. Madeline Steele. Sarah Tokars. Tyler Zubot. Tyler is graduating with great distinction. Caitlin Pollock. Caitlin is also receiving a Certificate of Extended Studies in Inclusive Education. Meg Anderson. Meg is graduating with great distinction. Stephanie Bueller. Stephanie is also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree. Mackenzie Chittenden. Mackenzie is also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree with distinction. Jaden Lang. Jaden is graduating with great distinction. Caleb Luke. Caleb is graduating with great distinction. Kylie Matioski. Kylie is graduating with great distinction. Kale Stahl. Kale is also receiving a Bachelor of Science degree with great distinction. Derek Waldy. Derek is graduating with great distinction. Casey Ling. Casey is graduating with great distinction. Elena Majewski. Elena is graduating with great distinction. Taylor Bubnick. Taylor is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree with great distinction. Alex Buzash. Alex is graduating with great distinction. Nathan Cochran. Nathan is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree. Carter Davenport. Carter is graduating with distinction. You think I'd understand? Jasmine Gailey. Jennifer Harcourt. Jennifer is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree with distinction. Haley Litzenberger. Nicholas McIver. Caitlin Schultz. Caitlin is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree. Haley Svensson. Haley is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree. Chandria Yang. Chandria is also receiving a Bachelor of Kinesiology degree with great distinction. Kevin Furcola. Terrell Hall. Kristen Hawks. Kristen is graduating with distinction. Sequoia Abbott Soto. Patrick Arno. Scott Ayers. Scott is graduating with distinction. Shane Barber. Kelsey Bernhauser. Kelpie is also receiving a Bachelor of Arts with distinction. Mason Boyd. Olivia Caswell. Andrew Collier. Morgan Connick. Jaleesa Harvey. Jaleesa is graduating with great distinction. Piers Hill. Piers is graduating with distinction. Gabrielle Hillis. Sydney Hoffman. Sydney is graduating with great distinction. Patrick Jeffers. Patrick is graduating with great distinction. Abigail Kleisinger. Abigail is graduating with distinction. Braden Larson. Jessica Lipka. Jessica just told me she is graduating with dedication. Stephanie Michael. Stephanie is graduating with distinction. Travis Semenock. Sabrina Shackleton. Jonathan Sloka. Jonathan is graduating with great distinction. Nadine Steinley. Alexander Washkowski. Taylor Wilford. Bachelor of Indigenous Education, Kanisha Anderson. Peggy Baldhead Natamagan. Marissa Baer. Holly Iron Eagle. Austin Natohow. Terry Lynn Sanderson. Wendy Thorne. Bachelor of Music Education, Yulong Lee. Yulong is also receiving a Bachelor of Music degree with great distinction. Emily Richards. Emily is also receiving a Bachelor of Music degree with distinction. Certificate in Internationally Education Teachers, Bernard Myberg. Kavita Randhawa. Eminent Chancellor, I present Brittany Leitner. Brittany is receiving a Bachelor of Education in Arts Education with great distinction. Brittany is also the recipient of the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation Prize, which is awarded to the most distinguished graduate of the Faculty of Education receiving a first degree. Brittany Leitner, with great distinction.
That's a lot of handshaking. Congratulations once again to all the graduates. His Honor, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan, has sent his greetings. Please draw your attention to the screen.
Eminent Chancellor, President Keshen, distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. Hello from Government House in Regina, here in Treaty 4 territory, in the homeland of the Métis. Thank you for inviting me to be part of your special celebration. Though I cannot be there in person, I appreciate this opportunity to congratulate everyone who is graduating from the University of Regina this spring. This is a tremendous achievement that is a result of your determination, courage, and hard work. Well done. I especially want to recognize the recipients of the Governor General's Academic Medals. This medal program was created back in 1873 and has become one of the most prestigious awards Canadian students can receive. The gold medal is presented at the graduate level, and the silver medal is presented at the undergraduate level. My sincere admiration and congratulations go to this year's recipients. Governor General Award, Gold, to Safa Bakit Al-Safari, PhD from the Faculty of Science. And the Governor General Award, Silver, to Kendra Lemieux from the Faculty of Science graduates. As you celebrate your success, I encourage you to remember all the people who have helped you along the way. I congratulate and thank all the graduates' families as well as the faculty and staff that have supported the students throughout their time at university. As you plan for the future, I hope you will consider how you can give back through community service. Our country needs you, and you have much to offer. In closing, it is my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, now celebrating her Platinum Jubilee. Pour terminer, je suis heureux de vous présenter les salutations de Sa Majesté la Reine Elizabeth II, Reine du Canada. In the spirit of reconciliation, I will also share these greetings in my first language, which is Woodland Cree. Nimedudetin, kitapita matawao, atamiskato and gitsogamaskuoche, Elizabeth Niso, kigitsogamaskuino, utagitaskino, Canada. Ninanaskuman. Best wishes, graduates, on your future endeavors, and enjoy the ceremony.
Good afternoon, Chancellor Pam Klein, President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Keshen, members of the Platform Party, other dignitaries, and the reason we are all here today, the 2022 graduating class. My name is Roxanne Link, and I am the Vice President Finance of your University of Regina Alumni Association. I am so pleased to welcome you to what may be the biggest club you will ever be a part of, and that is the over 80,000 alumni of the University of Regina. On behalf of the University of Regina Alumni Association, congratulations on what may be one of your biggest, proudest, and most significant life accomplishments to date. We have alumni all over the world, in 113 countries to be exact, working and advancing a variety of fields and disciplines. It is likely that as you begin the next steps of your life journey, you will bump into fellow alumni. I encourage you to leverage this amazing network that you have and continue to build and foster relationships with your fellow classmates. Please stay connected, attend events, and stay up to date on what is happening at your university. There are lots of great events, learning opportunities, benefits, and programs that can be enjoyed whether your journey keeps you close to Regina or afar through a virtual presence. You have completed your education at a very fascinating and challenging time, and for that you should be very proud. So congratulations again from your University Alumni Association. We look forward to seeing you change the world. Thank you.
All of you, and we wish you only success and great opportunities in the world. And with that, I declare the annual spring convocation of the University of Regina closed.